What if everything you've been taught about aging is fundamentally wrong? What if the wrinkles, fatigue, and deterioration we associate with getting older aren't inevitable consequences of time passing, but simply vibrational misalignments that can be corrected? Has this ever happened to you, looking in the mirror and barely recognizing the person staring back, wondering when exactly time began accelerating without your permission? For decades, we've accepted aging as an unstoppable force, a biological clock ticking relentlessly toward decline. But what if I told you that this clock isn't mechanical, but vibrational? A frequency that can be reset in just 3 minutes a day. This isn't science fiction or wishful thinking, but a revolutionary understanding of our relationship with time and consciousness. The groundbreaking work of Carl Jung, neuroscientist, psychologist, and visionary mystic, provides the framework for understanding this biological revolution. While modern medicine focuses on treating symptoms of aging, Jung dedicated his life to exploring the boundaries between mind and physical reality. His revolutionary Curic theory proposes something astounding. Reality itself isn't objective, but a construction generated by a neuronal field, a vibrational matrix connecting perception, time, and matter. According to Jung, what we call aging isn't simply cells wearing out over time. Rather, it's an informational condition, a disharmony between body, mind, and the field of consciousness that can be corrected through specific practices. When we understand that biological age isn't permanently carved into our cells, but written in this malleable vibrational field, we realize that sending our bodies a different message, one of regeneration rather than survival, can potentially reverse years of aging in mere minutes daily. What's most remarkable is that this ancient wisdom is now finding validation in cutting-edge neuroscience. The concept of neuroplasticity, our brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections, mirrors Jung's insights from decades ago. Where modern science speaks of vagal tone and parasympathetic activation, Jung spoke of reconfiguring the Curic field, changing the vibrational patterns that dictate how our bodies respond to time itself. Stay with me until the end, because what you're about to discover might completely transform how you experience your own body and its relationship with time. But before we begin, please hit the like button and let me know where in the world you're watching from today. It's always fascinating seeing who's joining us from around the world. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. This revolutionary approach suggests that your biological age isn't a sentence, but an ongoing conversation between your consciousness and your cells. And like any conversation, it can be redirected with the right words, or in this case, the right vibrations. The question isn't whether you can turn back the clock, but whether you're ready to speak a new language to your body. If you're ready to join this journey of biological regeneration and vibrational transformation, hit that subscribe button now. I share powerful techniques and ancient wisdom that modern science is only beginning to understand. The most profound revelation in this journey of understanding comes when we realize that biological time isn't a fixed arrow moving in one direction. Rather, it's a responsive field, a living, breathing reality that shifts according to the information it receives. Think about that for a moment. Your cells are listening. They're not just mechanically dividing and dying, they're interpreting signals, responding to patterns, and making decisions based on the messages they receive. Jung's revolutionary perspective reveals that aging isn't your destiny written in stone, but more like a conversation that's been interrupted, a collapse in the coherence of the vibrational field that connects your mind, body, and perception. When that dialogue becomes distorted or fragmented, we experience what we call aging. But the hidden truth is that this dialogue can be restored, leading to profound transformation at the cellular level. Your body isn't an isolated machine wearing down over time. It's a living manifestation of a consciousness field in constant exchange with everything around it. And in this relationship, information proves more powerful than matter itself. The decisions we make, the thoughts we think, and most importantly, the vibrations we emit reshape our biological reality moment by moment. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic by sharing a practical technique that embodies these principles. It's called the 5-5-5 breathing technique, and it's deceptively simple yet extraordinarily powerful in its impact on your biological age. Breath is the invisible bridge between your inner and outer worlds, the most accessible gateway to consciousness transformation. When you breathe with intention in this specific rhythm, inhaling for 5 seconds, holding for 5 seconds, and exhaling for 5 seconds, you're not just moving air. You're sending a direct vibrational command to your neuronal field. Jung discovered that numbers themselves carry specific vibrational charges. The pattern 555 functions as a precise signal to your body and mind, essentially announcing, "We are," leaving survival mode and entering regeneration. This isn't just spiritual theory, it's reflected in your physiology. This breathing pattern activates the vagus nerve, the master regulator that guides your body away from stress responses and into the parasympathetic state where healing, cellular repair, and rejuvenation naturally occur. What makes this technique so revolutionary is that it works at multiple levels simultaneously. On the physiological level, it regulates your nervous system and balances your hormones. On the energetic level, it synchronizes your brain hemispheres and aligns your heart rhythm. And on the consciousness level, it re-establishes coherence in your vibrational field. The power of this technique lies in its simplicity. You don't need expensive equipment or years of training to access this profound healing state. You only need your breath and your intention, the mindset that you're actively participating in your body's regeneration rather than passively accepting its decline. With each 555 breath cycle, you're essentially telling your body it's safe to regenerate now. You're providing the precise vibrational environment where youth and vitality naturally emerge, not as something you're chasing after, but as your natural state of being. If what I'm saying resonates with your own inner knowing, write in the comments, "My vibration commands my time." This simple declaration is the first step in reclaiming your authority over biological aging. But breathing alone, powerful as it is, represents just one dimension of this biological revolution. To fully activate your regenerative potential, we need to engage the body itself, the physical vehicle through which consciousness expresses. This is where the ancient wisdom of the 6 Japanese movements becomes remarkably relevant to our modern quest for regeneration. Your body isn't just a collection of muscles and bones. It's a geometric language in constant dialogue with the field of consciousness. Every gesture, every movement carries information that either reinforces fragmentation or promotes wholeness. When this subtle dialogue breaks down, what we experience as aging begins to appear. But the 6 Japanese movements offer a pathway back to coherence, a series of vibrational shortcuts that unlock hidden channels between perception, movement, and consciousness. Each movement in this sequence, rising tide, root awakening, meridian tap, dragon spiral, centering descent, and closing seal, serves as a specific command in this vibrational language. They weren't designed as mere stretches or exercises, but as intentional patterns that instruct your field to reorganize biological time itself. Rising tide initiates the journey by lifting energy from your base to your crown, activating your vital axis. Root awakening grounds you, reconnecting your system with the Earth's stabilizing field. Meridian tap stimulates strategic points that resonate throughout your entire energetic system. Dragon spiral releases blocked flow through circular movements that embody the universal archetype of regeneration. Centering descent guides your awareness back to your heart, while the closing seal integrates these patterns into your entire being. The revelations that emerge when you begin this practice aren't just physical. They represent a profound journey of rediscovery. People often report an unexpected lightness, a clarity that seems to come from behind the scenes of ordinary awareness. It's as if these movements bypass the conscious mind and speak directly to the body's innate intelligence. What transforms these movements from mere exercise into genuine biological reprogramming is their synchronization with breath and intention. When these three elements merge, movement, breath, and conscious intention, the body remembers how to regenerate. Jung affirmed that reality itself is formed by patterns of coherence. How we perceive, feel, and move creates an organizing field that shapes our experience. When this field becomes disorganized, symptoms appear, including what we recognize as accelerated aging. But when you breathe with rhythm, move with purpose, and place clear intention into every gesture, you're sending a direct command to the field. Organize yourself. This isn't metaphorical, it's a literal reprogramming of your biological information system. The impact of this synchronized practice extends far beyond temporary relaxation. You're essentially conducting an orchestra where each instrument represents a different aspect of your being. When they play in harmony, the music of regeneration naturally emerges. The mindset shift that occurs through this practice is perhaps its most transformative aspect. You begin to experience your body not as something that's inevitably breaking down, but as an intelligent system capable of continual renewal when given the right instructions. If you're feeling this alignment with these ancient wisdom principles, type in the comments, "I speak the language of renewal." Don't miss any of our future revelations about consciousness and aging. Subscribe now and become part of a community dedicated to rewriting the rules of biological time. What makes this approach to biological regeneration so revolutionary is that it doesn't rely on expensive supplements, invasive procedures, or complex regimens. The hidden truth lies in the power of consistency, the daily decision to align with a different frequency. Reversing biological time isn't about a single dramatic moment of transformation. It emerges through conscious, repeated practice that gradually reshapes your entire relationship with aging. Youth, when properly understood, isn't a fixed physical state you inevitably lose with the passage of years. Rather, it's a vibrational frequency that can be sustained through rituals of coherence. Each time you perform the 6 movements with 5-5-5 breathing, you're not merely exercising, you're reinforcing an informational pattern in the field. You're essentially writing new instructions for your biology, and like any form of deep learning, repetition is the key to mastery. Jung spoke eloquently about what he called the frequency of remembrance, the capacity to keep perception connected to an expanded state of consciousness. For him, the true nature of aging wasn't the deterioration of cells, but a kind of forgetting, not of memories, but of our essential vibrational nature. When we establish a daily ritual practice, we're creating an anchor that prevents us from slipping back into automatic mode, a sacred space where biological time submits to conscious intention. Western science has begun to recognize this principle through the concept of neuroplasticity, the brain's remarkable ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections. Each repetition of this practice strengthens the neural pathways that support regeneration rather than decay. But Jung's insights go deeper, suggesting that these changes occur not just in the brain, but in the field the brain translates. This field responds far more to coherence than to effort, which is why the quality of your presence during practice matters more than perfect execution. Now, I want to go even deeper into this journey of biological reversal by exploring perhaps the most profound revelation of all. We are not victims of time, but broadcasters of reality. Youth is fundamentally a vibrational identity that we can choose to assume daily. This isn't positive thinking or wishful imagination. It's a concrete shift in your point of emission. Through consistent practice, something remarkable begins to happen. Your self-perception changes at a fundamental level. You start to feel more whole, more present, lighter in your movements. This isn't just a psychological effect, but a genuine signal that your frequency is changing, reshaping the entire structure supporting your biology. Jung called this the feedback of consciousness, that pivotal moment when the field begins responding to the new vibrational identity you're emitting. At this stage, regeneration becomes visible not just to you, but to others. The sparkle returns to your eyes, your face relaxes, your movements gain fluidity, and a natural vitality emerges without strain. You transition from being someone trying to improve their health to someone already living in coherence with their true nature. This mindset shift is perhaps the most powerful catalyst in the entire process, the moment when you stop fighting against aging and start resonating with renewal. If you've ever experienced moments where you felt suddenly lighter, clearer, or more vitally alive, even briefly, comment below with, "I recognize this frequency." The words we speak to ourselves and the intentions we hold aren't just abstract thoughts. They're vibrational commands that directly influence our biological reality. This is why the declaration, "I move because I want to keep moving," isn't merely a motivational phrase, but a powerful instruction to your entire system. When you make this statement with genuine conviction, you're reinforcing the cycle of expansion rather than contraction in your cells. The most profound revelation in this journey is that when we truthfully choose vitality, not from desperation or fear of aging, but from a place of authentic alignment, we're literally repositioning our vibrational point of emission. We're changing the frequency from which we broadcast our reality. This shift occurs at a quantum level, beyond what conventional medicine can measure, yet its effects become unmistakably visible over time. With each conscious gesture, each rhythmic breath, each moment of genuine presence, you're transmitting a clear signal to every cell in your body. I am in regeneration. This isn't wishful thinking. It's a direct command to your biological intelligence. And here's the miracle that Jung discovered. The body listens, it complies, it reorganizes according to the information it receives. What we call vitality then ceases to be a genetic lottery or a privilege of the young. It becomes the natural state of anyone living in coherence with the consciousness field. This perspective completely transforms our relationship with aging. Rather than seeing vitality as something that inevitably diminishes with time, we recognize it as a conscious choice we make in each moment, a decision about which frequency we choose to embody. The blueprint for regeneration has always existed within us. We've simply been broadcasting on a frequency that doesn't activate it. Now, I want to go even deeper into this wisdom by exploring how to practically implement this understanding in your daily life. The remarkable thing about this approach is that it doesn't require hours of your time or elaborate equipment. The journey of biological reversal begins with just 3 minutes of daily practice, a sacred appointment with your own regenerative capacity. This isn't about adding another task to your busy schedule, but creating a ritual of remembrance, a deliberate pause in which you choose a different relationship with time itself. By breathing in the 5-5-P-5 rhythm while performing the 6 movements with full presence, you're engaging in nothing less than conscious evolution. You're taking an active role in directing your biological trajectory, rather than passively accepting the conventional narrative of decline. The key lies in consistency rather than intensity. Choose a specific time each day, upon waking to set your vibrational tone for the day, or before sleep to program your subconscious during the night's regenerative processes. What matters most is the quality of your presence during those 3 minutes, the clarity of your intention to align with regeneration rather than decay. As you continue this practice day after day, subtle shifts begin to emerge. Your body responds with increased energy and resilience. Your mind settles into greater clarity and presence. The signs of renewal appear not just in how you look, but in how you feel and move through the world. You begin to experience time not as an enemy wearing you down, but as a field of possibility for continued expansion. If you're feeling called to begin this journey of vibrational regeneration, write in the comments, "I choose the frequency of youth." As we come to this moment of completion, I want to acknowledge the journey we've shared, exploring this profound wisdom, the ancient understanding that biological time responds to vibrational coherence isn't just a fascinating concept. It's an invitation to reclaim your relationship with aging itself. If what you've heard resonates with something deep within you, something that perhaps you've always intuitively known but couldn't quite articulate, I'd love for you to be part of our community of conscious evolution. Subscribe to this channel to join us in exploring more of these transformative practices and forgotten wisdoms that modern science is only beginning to validate. The practice we've explored today, just 3 minutes of aligned breathing and movement, represents just the beginning of what's possible when we approach our biology through the lens of vibration rather than mechanism. Each video I create is designed to offer another piece of this remarkable puzzle of human potential. If this message found its way to you at exactly the right moment, let me know by commenting, "My cells are listening." Your experience matters, and your insights contribute to our collective understanding of these principles. And if you found value in today's exploration, a simple like creates ripples of connection, helping others discover this perspective who might be searching for precisely this understanding. There's a video right here that delves into the specific brainwave patterns that emerge during the 5-5 breathing practice. Scientific evidence of what Jung observed decades ago. Click and continue with me there to deepen your understanding of how these ancient practices create measurable changes in your neurophysiology. Remember, the choice to live in vibrational coherence isn't made once, but renewed with each conscious breath. The journey continues, and I'm honored to walk it with you.